Welcome back everyone, I'm Setharoth, and today we are diving into a new mod. This is a spotlight for the minimalistic mods. Now, if you're familiar with some of the mods I've already done, there was Andromeda, Ordinator, Apocalypse. These are all mods from NIScion that are built on making your playthrough more powerful than vanilla. And some of you have pointed out that these mods can be a little overpowered, right? So in concert to that, NIScion went ahead and made a set of what he calls minimalistic mods. So today we're going to be looking at Evenstar, minimalistic standing stones of Skyrim. So we've already seen the Andromeda stones. Some of them are pretty insane. The Apprentice Stone, for example, gives you unlimited novice spells. So novice spells don't cost any magicka, which depending on your build style is either overpowered or inconsequential. But we don't have that problem with the minimalistic standing stones of Skyrim, as I will demonstrate. So we're going to go ahead and go through. I've already unlocked all of the standing stones on this map. We're going to have a look at what they do in the minimalistic sense. Some of them will be fairly similar to what you've seen in vanilla already. But yeah, he adds a little flair to them that is worthy of a spotlight, so we'll have a look. I already have the blessing of the Thief Stone, so let's go ahead and have a look at that one. So, the Thief Stone gives you all thief skills are 10% more effective and improve 8% faster. So if you remember from vanilla, I believe the effect is you learn them faster, but this boosts your skills by 10% as well as making you learn a bit faster. So it's a bit of a trade-off. If you go from vanilla to minimalistic, you will get a little more buck for your bash in the moment, but the bonus to learning faster is reduced. And we'll actually see that with the, let's see, if we do the Mage Stone next, I believe that is virtually the same. Yep, 10% more effective, improve 8% faster. And if we switch to the Warrior Stone, we will see, I believe, the same effect. The lighting up constellations are pretty cool. Alright, let's see. So with our Warrior's Path, we have the same thing. Skills are 10% more effective and improve 8% faster. I'm going to go ahead and put myself in God mode in case something tries to kill me during this demo, because I have that kind of luck. Let's go ahead and hop over to the Lady Stone next. So some of you might be thinking, why on earth would I use these minimalistic mods? Because usually when we go into modding, we're trying to, become a god. A lot of them are very powerful. But minimalist, not only does it allow you to ease up a bit on the amount of power that you get from mods, they're also a little easier on your load order because they apply less changes to the system overall. So if you're having a problem with a load order that's particularly buggy, you might want to consider going to minimalistics, because they are a little smaller and a little less likely to cause issues. So our Lady Stone, this is a pretty big tweak from vanilla. You will deal 40% more shield bash damage, and you will gain 25 stamina on block, but you can't regenerate stamina in combat. So this is an interesting one that will change up, particularly if you're combining this with Vigor or Smilodon or any combat mod that drains your stamina for any reason. Wildcat, I think, does the same thing. This actually gives you a way to regenerate stamina in combat, but only on shield bashing, which I think is an interesting balance, because it means you're still going to have trouble with archers and possibly mages, because they'll keep their distance and try to wail on you, whereas melee guys will be like candy, because you will be able to not only bash, but regenerate stamina in melee. So that's an interesting take, albeit rather simple, but that's what these minimalistic mods are all about. Keeping things a little simple, but also still deviating a bit from what we had in vanilla. And like I said, they are a little easier on your load order. If you've got some really big mods that are causing some conflicts, the minimalistic ones have smaller, less drastic effects, so they're easier to account for in a load order. Although, to be fair, I haven't had any problems with the NIScion mods that I have showcased so far on this channel. Now, the Lover's Stone, let's have a look at this one. I believe this one might actually be the same from vanilla. Yes, all skills improve 15% faster. So if you remember from Andromeda, that's a pretty big difference from randomly getting enchanted gear once a day. Yeah, big difference from that one. I believe that one actually is the same. I believe vanilla is the same thing, just a 15% passive boost to all your skills. So some of them he just left the same, but most of them have a bit of a tweak to them, as I believe is the case for the Steed Stone. Alrighty, let's have a look here. What you got for me? Steed Stone added. Alright, so the Steed Stone under the Minimalistic Standing Stones of Skyrim allows you to move 15% faster, and you gain a 100-point bonus to carry weight. Can't argue with that. The interesting thing about that, though, is if you use Andromeda, I believe the Steed Stone gives you a speed bonus, but only when you're out of combat. So this version gives you less of a speed bonus, but that doesn't say anything about combat, which means 50% faster movement speed in combat is no small thing. It really allows you to dance around more, especially to avoid big swings from melee guys. And I would never say no to more carry weight, because there's nothing more frustrating than being in the middle of the loot payout from a dungeon and then you can't pick up that last item because it weighs like 40 pounds. And yeah, we've all been there. We've all been there. All right, let's have a look at the Apprentice Stone next. So obviously the Steed Stone would be beneficial for just about any class, really. More for the mages and thieves, though, because that extra movement speed is really important if you're squishy. Let's go ahead and have a look at the Apprentice Stone. Obviously, this is going to be for a mage's build. Magicka regenerates twice as fast, and you are 50% weaker to Magicka. So if you remember from Vanilla, I believe your Magicka regenerates 100% faster, and you're 100% weaker to magic. So in this case, he's maintained the Magicka regeneration, but just limited the weakness to magic by a little bit. I mean, 50% is still... that's still sizable. You know, a fireball doing 50 damage is going to become 75. That's not nothing. But the extra Magicka regen, obviously, if you're playing right, particularly if you're using conjurations that take the hits for you, that could still work out really well. Or if you're doing more of a half-caster build and you're using the magic when you're out of combat, like Apocalypse's Long Stride spell to travel faster. In that case, you could use that Standing Stone without being in too much trouble. We'll look at the Lord Stone next. This is definitely for your defensive player, if memory serves. Our Lord Stone increases armor by 75 points and magic resistance by 25%. So this is a pretty interesting deviation from Vanilla. I believe Vanilla is 50 points of armor and 50% magic resistance. So he's just tilted the scale a little bit. So you're more protected against physical attack, but you're not as protected from magic, which I think is a good balance, particularly when you're just starting out, because obviously you're going to deal with more melee and you're going to deal with more physical damage than you are magic. Overall, obviously, well, at least with the mods I run, bandits usually have at least one person that's going to try to magic your face off. But anyway, that's a good stone choice for pretty much any playthrough where you think you're going to be getting hit. I mean, maybe my Necromancer build where I had like a half a dozen skeletons might have been able to get through that just fine. But yeah, so keep that in mind. Other than that, I mean, unless your conjurations are pretty tough, Lord Stone's a pretty good choice because things are going to hit you. Just regardless. That's just life in Skyrim. You're going to get attacked. Alright, so next we have the Tower Stone. Unlock any lock up to expert level once a day. Chests and barrels unlocked this way contain extra gold. So I believe the first sentence is vanilla, and then he just adds in an extra bonus to gold when you use the stone power once a day, which I think is perfectly... it kind of adds to the treasure elements of the Tower Stone without breaking anything. I believe in Andromeda, it's more of a scavenger hunt. Like, it'll give you a quest and say, there's treasure over here in this dungeon, go get it. But again, this is a much simpler one that just kind of tweaks the vanilla a little bit. Not as powerful, but that's what the minimalistic mod sets are all about, is creating a some options that aren't as overpowered. Whether you want to use that because you already have other mods that are overpowered, or you're just trying to tweak what vanilla is capable of. Next, we're going to have a look at the Serpent Stone. Obviously, this is more for your Thief playthrough. And let's have a look. Our Serpent Stone curses your enemies, reducing armor by 100 points and causing 50% weakness to poison. Curses your enemies. That sounds plural. Does that sound plural to you? I was wondering if it was like a power that you could use, but it doesn't look like it. Oh, is that just a constant debuff? I think that's a constant debuff. Your enemies will have 100 points less armor and 50% weakness to poison. So if you're going to be doing any stabby with the poison, this is definitely the stone you want backing you up. Because I think that would even... I think that might even help you bypass certain creatures that have 100% resistance to poison. So in that case... Oh, you could actually use... If you used like a white mage that was using poison magic from Restoration, I believe Apocalypse throws in some poison spells, then you would be able to use this stone and make your poison effective against just about everything. It depends on on whether or not the creature is coded to just be immune to poison, or if it's coded to just have 100% resistance to poison. Because if it's 100% resistance, you can nerf that right here, and your poison damage will hurt things that usually would be immune. So that's a fun way to tweak the Serpent Stone a little bit. Just reward you for any time you're trying to poison stuff. I approve. Let's go ahead and have a look at the Shadow Stone next. I love modding. I recently found another mod. It'll show up a little later, but it's built off of the Triple Triad card game in Final Fantasy VII, or Final Fantasy VIII, and the Gwent card game in the Witcher series. So that is coming later, once I've had a little more opportunity to play with it. Let's go ahead and roll forward until we can get some sunlight. As beautiful as the night sky is, once YouTube processes this video and makes all my dark colors super dark, you then can't really see anything that's going on. But here we go. All right, so we have our Shadow Stone. Let's have a look at what this will do for our stealth-based characters. You will sneak 40% faster and deal 15% extra damage with sneak attacks. That is, I don't know how minimalistic that is, to sneak 40% faster. The extra sneak attack damage, I think that makes total sense. But I can do a lot with 40% extra sneak speed. Particularly if I have a potion or something that boosts my speed even further. Interesting. Cool. Yeah, so that's a really good option for any stealth-based characters, obviously. 40% sneak speed, that's intense. Because I think sneak's only... I don't know what the exact percentage reduction is from vanilla speed to sneak speed, but 40% I think is pretty close to walking. Did it. Yeah, that's... You are still a little slower, but not by much. That's intense. Wow, okay, I like that. That's a really good choice. It adds more utility without, I guess, giving you phenomenal cosmic power, as a certain genie would say. Okay, so I think, let me double check my map, but I'm pretty sure that's everything. We've got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep, I think that's everything. Did I miss one over here? No, that's the Apprentice Stone. Okay. All right, so this is the first of the minimalistic mods of NI-Side-On. I think there's 5 more. Oh, hello, little bunny. Oh, that's cute. All right. I think there's 5 or 6 more in his series, and I will put them on a separate playlist once I'm done. Am I part druid? What are all these animals coming from? A bunny and a deer, and I mean, at least they're all herbivores. I mean, it could be worse. Could be a, flying angry troop of wolves. I don't know. Bugs are weird like that. And I still hear hoof prints. That's kind of creepy. Okay. Sorry. Distraction. Squirrel. Or in this case, rabbit. All right. So let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are regarding the minimalistic mods of, minimalistic standing stones of Skyrim. My particular favorites, I think I like the Serpent Stone and the Shadow Stone in particular, because they give some buffs that add a little more utility, whether it's more speed or more poison damage. I think those are really good choices. And the Steed Stone's not bad. 15% raw movement speed. I would be tempted to grab that too, just to be able to actually, you know, move around faster, because usually I'm a squishy mage and that's the best way to not get killed. But feel free to like the video, subscribe to my channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care.